Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome. This is the third December here. Welcome to the best New York session live streams here in the world right now. You're tuned into the home of the Gulag. The adventures of Raja Banks to the markets here. So these are the levels I had plotted from yesterday in the Asian session yesterday, and looks like we kind of broke up on at pre-London, but I guess this first bearish candle kind of like nullified that idea because you had to wait for a retest, and then the idea was nullified. And I guess we broke up here again in pre-New York, and I guess we're going to continue on towards 142.50. Of course, if you're not in this trade, you've probably missed the trade. Some people took buys right over here at 139.960. So man, if you guys have your stops at break even, you're letting it run towards 142.50. I think it's a beautiful trade. You've caught yourself a beautiful move here, which I was aiming to maybe paper trade this move all the way towards 142.50, but I guess we're too late at this point. But as we're entering this area around here, 140, 250, 300, 350, this is sort of like a rejection area. So be very careful if you're letting your full position run. If you're thinking your full position is going to go to 140, 250, it can, but at the same time, secure positions and let your runners run. Yes, sir. So this is gone. What I would want to see is to get like a re-entry would be maybe like some sort of a consolidation, maybe somewhere below here for price to continue moving. But at this point, I think the train has left the station, and someone like me who would be like looking to take a trade over here is probably way too late at this point. So you just got to be very careful at this point if you're not in this trade. Let's do a breakdown. Oh, let's take a look at gold here. Let's see what gold did. Okay, gold did break above 1830. It's moving up towards 1842. See, now, this is something that I was talking about when it comes towards impulse entries, right? We've broken above 1840. We targeted 1840. Now what we have is that price has created a high around 1842. Right? And this is not enough range to take a buy position. You would want to see price to break above 1842, 1843 for it to continue moving bullish, because now we have clean candles here to the left hand side. Look at this. Just beautiful movement over here. Amazing move all the way down over here. So that's something you could look for if we break above this area. Let's do some fresh analysis on pound yen. Like always, so we're going to remove everything. We're going to take a look at the daily. We're going to strip it off. Looking at the daily, there's an opportunity. It seems like it may continue on towards 144.40. Looking down to the 4-hour time frame, what we see is that 4 hours approaching this resistance around 140.100. And this is the daily wick fill right here for targeting the daily wick. Looking on the 1-hour time frame here, 1 hour is also approaching this kind of like resistance area. So we have to wait and see how the 1 hour is going to react to this area. Even though there's a wick over here, there's clean traffic for price to move up, but still you have to wait for this 1 hour to close at this point. We got around 23 minutes left, so probably going to wait and see what happens. Looking on the daily time frame, no, the 30-minute time frame, 30 minutes is also approaching this consolidation area to the left hand side, so it's very important to see how this candle is going to react to this area. 15-minute as well, it's approaching the area. So I guess if we start consolidating here, and then if we can see candles breaking above, then I guess that could be a second entry for price to continue on towards 14300 and 14400. But if we start creating a support at this point, and if we break that support, then we know price may start to kind of like retrace down towards 139, 920, or even 139 900. So at this point, we'll have to wait a little bit. All right, let's do a little breakdown on Euro JPY. Euro JPY is still continuing bullish. Looking on the 4-hour time frame right here, what we see is that there was a support created at 126.270. There was a resistance created at 126.630, 640. Looking on the 1-hour time frame, we are continuing up. Looking on the 30-minute time frame, Now we're approaching some sort of resistance area right here around 126,500. So this is going to be some sort of a rejection area as well as price continues up over here. So we'll have to wait and see how price reacts to this area at this point. Let's take a look at this chart here on EUR/JPY. It's this. Took buys above the wicks right over here. Entered. Second position. Oh, nice. Very nice. That's a very nice trade. It's a very nice trade. Okay. Let's see here. I have some money left in my account, more than enough to cover a 10 pip move at 1 cent, but it won't go through. Oh, looks like you need to refresh your account, man. Looks like you need to refresh your trading account there. When you change your name to Wixn't Lie on Instagram before or after you met Ted? Oh, that was, I created that account as a joke. Wixn't Lie was basically created as a joke because, you know, we were looking at the charts. We're like, oh, Wixn't Lie, Shakira's hips don't lie. And then that was it. That's how the name was born. So. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at Forex Factory here a little bit. See what's going on. We gotta understand what's going on over here. We have no news coming up. OPEC doesn't really affect the USD. Unemployment claims are coming up. They're looking at good numbers here. They're looking at less unemployment claims here. So we're gonna see how that's gonna move things or not. I mean, if it's bad news, if the number is pretty big, I think gold's going to continue moving beyond 1842. So we're going to see what happens. Let's take a look at this gold chart here. Buys above 1842, sells below 1832. You got clean range here. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's perfect. You know, you got a no trade range and you have clear identified ranges for buys and sells. So I think that's pretty good. See now, GBP JPY, pound yen 15-minute candle is about to close in 4 minutes. I believe if this candle closes bullish, we're creating a support at this point. And if the next candle starts breaking the high, then I think we're going to continue moving up towards, you know, 140, 300 and 400 and whatnot. So I think that's going to be a pretty good trade idea there. So we're going to wait and see. How long does it take to learn about GJ to make profitable trades? It's not about how long it takes, it's about how consistent you are by looking at that same pair. You know, because when someone says how long it takes, that means you're trying to rush the process. You're trying to get it down as quickly as possible. But it's not that, you know, like as you might wait for this 15-minute candle to close, two things may happen. Maybe this 15-minute candle starts running up, you know, without giving you an entry. And if that happens, then you're like, okay, I missed the move, and then you're just gonna wait for the next day. So it takes time. It's very boring. It's very boring. It takes a long, long, long time. You know, most people don't succeed because they rush the process. They'll take a trade, they'll take a loss, they'll close it, they'll take another trade, they'll take a loss, they'll close it. I mean, it takes time. You know, it took me around, I mean, look, 4 years strong. After 4 years of trading, I had 2 weeks of no losses. After 4 years, you know. Didn't happen after 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. Didn't have to happen after 1 year. It took 4 years, you know. So you got to be in it for a long term. Let's take a look at this chart here on GJ. Buy if price crosses 142.20. Wait for a retest for buys. Yeah. Same ideas over here, you know. So just waiting to see what happens at this point. Let's take a look at pre-markets. Take a look at pre-markets over here. All right, down 24 points, 22 points, plus 25 points. I'm not sure how this is going to affect US30, but you know, I just like to look at this to pass time, probably. You know, so your JPY is kind of like rejecting this. You know, looking at your JPY now, it kind of reminds me of pound yen yesterday, when we were coming up on the 1 hour time frame and we're kind of like rejecting after creating a low. Maybe price made a low at 126.250, and maybe we're coming up to do kind of like a retest to continue down. That's something we could look for. Because above this area, there's no trade, right? Because look, this is all consolidation range here. This is 16 pip consolidation range. And you'll have a clean buy above 126, 630. And probably like a really good sell below 126, 450. Because if we start rejecting it, there's a very high probability we can continue down to fill this range. This is a 20 pip range. Pretty nice range over here. It's a bit hard for me to find a trade on your JPY. Can you please take a look at this chart and give me some feedback? Let's see here. So I didn't caught this trade because I was afraid of those previous resistances. I think you were looking at it in more. I think you were really overthinking this area over here. You're really overthinking this. I don't know how you got this. I think this was from the. Yeah, you're really overthinking this because if 15-minute was consolidating here, right? If 15-minute was consolidating, and if we were breaking above 126, 300, then you had these clean candles here to the left-hand side. So all you had to do was put your trust in the candles to say that, okay, as long as candles start making higher highs and higher lows, your trade should be fine. You know, but the moment the candle breaks a low, then your trade is nullified, right? So you need to put trust in the candles. You need to put trust in the trend, trust in the clean traffic here through the left hand side, because the worst that's going to happen is you're going to get out of the trade with a small loss, right? That's it. That's the worst that can happen. In these 4 years, which year you start doing live streams? I think it was 2018. Yeah, August 2018. So the 15-minute candle has closed. We've created a minor support at this point. So probably going to remove this area here and draw it much more neater here, like a narrow one here. So now this is the thing, right? We also have a resistance creator over here. Cannot take a buy because there's a resistance right here on the 15-minute time frame. Looking on the 30-minute time frame, it's still open, so we can't really do anything, but we've created a support and a resistance, right? So if price starts breaking the low over here, then there's a very high probability we will continue moving down towards, 139, 940, 950, 920, this area right over here, if we start breaking this support. So at that point, you can say, oh, like, we might not continue moving bullish. So we'll have to wait at that point. Let's take a look at this chart over here. I have resistance above the 15-minute candle that made a high. You have it below. Is it important? Yeah, it's still okay. I mean, if you're expecting price to move up, then you're basically expecting it to break this area and then continue moving bullish, right? Now, as it's moving up, if it starts to break the high, then there's a high probability it's going to continue moving bullish. But if it doesn't break the high, then, oh, well, yeah, there we go. It's breaking the high over there. Yep, pretty good stop here. You're targeting, 140, 280, 140, 300 with momentum there. All right. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Buys above over here, sells below over here. All right. But you can still get buys as we're breaking the high over there. The only thing is you're really managing your risk, right? If someone's out there, if you're entering right at this point, your stop loss is below this candle right over here. That's 100%. And if this is one trade you're taking, I'm going to say it again. It's a risky trade because it's an impulse trade based off of the 15-minute time frame. So if you're going to go in this trade with like normally your half risk, because if you're going to take a trade on a 15-minute time frame, which is a low confirmation time frame, use half risk to get in that trade. If this was a 30-minute time frame, then I would say, hey, like, go with your normal risk, because that's a much stronger confirmation time frame. So you guys got to keep those things in mind too. Sometimes we get really anxious about the trade. We don't really understand the risk we're adding. So, based on the time frames, that's how you calculate your risk. Ooh, someone secured 24 pips earlier on. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. What do you think about this trade I took in the gulag? Let's see here. It's beautiful. I entered this trade at break of the 1837 level after the candle closed. Stop loss, TP at 32 pips. It's very nice trade. You caught the momentum push and yeah, you succeeded at it. Let's take a look at this chart here. Oh, very nice, Mac. Mac got that trade on lockdown.
Yeah. Easy.
You make it look so easy.
I try. But looking at gold, I think we could get a nice push up to like 1852, depending on the news.
Yeah, like after we break above this area, it's gonna be pretty good. We got pound yen still running over here. Should come up towards, 140, 300. 140.
Yeah, my full TP is at 140, 400.
It's pretty weird me calling out trades and not taking them.
For real, right?
Yeah.
Like you're missing out.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. Like yesterday, GJ was so nice, and I'm just like, okay, nice move.
Nice. Congrats, guys.
Yeah, congrats, guys. Send me flowers. All right. Why aren't you worried about resistance to the left? Well, if you're worried about the resistance to the left, then maybe this is not the trade for you to take, right? Because we're anticipating the volume to continue price bullish. If this candle starts closing now, okay, see now at this point right now, if we break this low here, then this buy is basically nullified, right? Then there's no buying opportunities. Then if you start breaking the low, then we start looking at the support to see if price is going to break down or not. So that's something very important you need to look into. Hey, I'm new to the stream, loving it. How usually do you trail your stop loss, like certain levels or 20 pips or so? Well, the stop losses are trailed below the candle lows and highs. That's where the stop losses are trailed, basically. Below the candle lows and highs. So, like, if this is your first time on the stream, just keep coming on for the rest 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you're gonna really understand more stuff. All right. Let's see here. Let's take a look at this chart. Ooh, nice. Any tip to catch this trade? Yeah, just gotta press the button. Just gotta press the button right here. It's an impulse entry. Price came up, break the high. Instead of typing any tip to catch this trade, just had to press the button. That's the best tip right there. You press it, you execute, and it goes up. That's it. That's all you gotta do. It's pretty easy. Oh, it's Mac's birthday today. Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you.
You can see Mac has shaved as well, clean.
Yes. You gotta get that fresh look, right?
Yeah.
Cap on.
Perfect.
Yeah, a lot, man.
Thank you. Another year, right?
Another year. Another year in the gulag. Yeah, Mac joined us from Mixer. Like when we used to be on Mixer.
2 years ago already?
Yeah, 2 years ago. That's where we found Mac.
That's where you found me, right?
Yeah.
In the corner of the internet. In the dark web.
The dark web. Hey, who's that guy? Come over here.
And then had a hidden IP address.
Yeah.
God of gulag.
Come on, DJ.
Oh, nice, DJ. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
I just turned 28 today.
Ooh, nice. Nice move there on GJ a little bit. Should continue moving here. From 140, 171, should continue to like, 140, 280, 140, 300. That's going to be pretty good. It's going to be around 12 pips. I took a winning trade on impulse entry at 139. As you explained, it was a winning trade. Oh, beautiful. Very nice. Man, I like it when people win for free. How long does it take to get out of the gulag? Well, depends how long you can walk. You gotta walk to the gates of heaven here.
Depends on your refugee status.
Yeah.
Right. Depends on your green card.
All right. Someone is saying 143.15 is a monthly high. Watch out. Yeah, that's true. That's the monthly wick fill. That's why, and wicks don't lie. It should continue moving. When entering a position like that with low risk, do you look to add more risk to the position? No. You can't. At this point, you can't add more risk. Because you're executing it on a weak confirmation time frame. So, like, where are you going to add more risk? You can't. Gold is about to come up towards 1842. You got your JPY at this strange level over here. It's a very strange area over here. You got this rejection here at London Open, so we don't know whether price is going to reject this again or not. All right. Pound yen is coming up. We're
You
moving.
can do it, GJ. Come on, GJ.
At this point, I would maybe advise people to secure positions, put stops at break even at your entries, and let it run.
Roger that.
Yes, sir. Because the worst thing you want to see is for price to come back down to your entry point without you having to, securing positions. So it's pretty good to secure positions over here, put stops at break even, and see if we can continue to 140.300 or not. I think we can with this last push off this hour close. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, oh, nice. Very nice. I took this buy, securing 80% here. Awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful.
The next area on GJ will be 141 flat.
Yeah, ooh, we're coming up. We hit 10 pips at this point here. If people hit 10 pips at this point, you're securing positions, you're letting the rest run. And if you are securing positions at 12, 10 pips, 11 pips, round of applause for you. First thing in the morning.
Secured.
Yeah, secure positions at this point.
Security alert.
Mac is extra hyped on his birthday today. So we'll have to deal with it.
Security alert.
All right, 142.78, 281. Can we get to 14300? 142.83, 282, 282. Ooh, 277. It looks like we're not going to get to 14300 at the end of the hour here. I think that end of the hour push should come on, and we should tap 14300. We're about 2 pips away. Just 2 pips away here. Come on, GJ. Give us that touch. Give us that touch over here. In 2 minutes, 2 pips away. We can get 2 pips in 2 minutes. Right?
Yep.
Right? Yeah, we can. Yeah. Oh. Well, it was still a pretty good move. Pretty good move. Came on stream. We identified it as it started breaking the high. Identified it's a high risk trade because it's on a smaller time frame. Executions. Gave out the stop loss. Man, amazing. Amazing. Beautiful. Everyone who caught this trade, man, just be happy. You caught the first trade. I don't know what to say. We caught the same trade yesterday. The first thing in the morning. Amazing.
Yeah, yesterday you guys had sales, right?
Yeah, yeah, we had sells. We had sells. So, you know, if you secured profits here around 10, 11 pips, give a like on the stream. Gulag, give a like on the stream, subscribe, because, man,
Right.
this is just one really nice move over here. We broke the high. If I didn't know about impulse entries, man, I would have never, ever, maybe even saw this trade happen. And look at that, just as we secured around, you know, 10, 11 pips over there. Beautiful. Good job. You know, and I mean, this is what trading is all about. You know, you come on, you take your executions, and that's about it. You execute, you take profits, you secure profits, and then you call it a day. You know, sometimes the trade takes 2 hours, 3 hours. Sometimes it takes what, 5 minutes? This took like what, maybe 8 minutes, 9 minutes. Who disliked the stream in 28 minutes? Oh, they probably were in a cell. That's all right. Do you get to write off capital losses on taxes if you haven't profited in Forex? Yes. Yes. If you've never profited, you can write off those losses, basically. You know, that's what you can do. I have 3 days without losses. Oh, nice. Very nice. Gold looks like it's about to pump up over here, too. Above 1843. Oh, this candle closed with no wick on the top. Still closing at resistance here. Hey Raja, how to know how many pips to take while trade in running? So at GJ, one had closed the trade, but how to know when is right time? See, oh wow, look at that. What a nice close up over there. This thing just came right down. The thing is to understand when to close, it's basically what you can secure. You know, me personally, I can only talk about myself, right? That's the only thing I can talk about. Me myself, I know that market is going to give me the opportunity to secure 10 to 12 pips 100% of the time. And if I'm not going to secure it, it's always going to come back to my entry point and it's going to be a bad day. You know, so that's what I've learned. So now we're breaking this low over here to continue down. Now, this is really important. Now, when we came to the charts, we identified what's going to make price go bullish and what's going to make price go bearish, right? We broke the high. Obviously, we knew price was going to go up. We did not tap 14300. We came pretty damn close, right? And we also understand what's going to make price go bearish. Break of this support is going to make price go bearish. Right? This doesn't mean that if you're taking a buy, you take a sell as well. It doesn't mean that. Now you're like, okay, you know what? I'm happy I took the buys, secure profits. Now price is dropping. Well, perfect. Let it drop. Let it do its thing. You know, but I've secured my position. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is GJ 30-minute chart. Beautiful. Amazing entry over there. Down over here, came all the way up towards 142.70. So now, see this? We broke the low. Now it should go down. You know, there shouldn't be any confusion about this. You know, even though if you're not executing on this, you understand what's happening at this point. You're not confused, you know. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I'd be confused. Oh, why is it dropping? I'd be looking at it like a dumbass, like, oh, why is it dropping, man? But now we're smart. You know, we not only look for buys, we also play out sells in our mind too, that, okay, what can make it go down? So it's amazing. And now when we look to the left-hand side, we can see on the 30-minute and the 1 hour that the 1 hour candles did come into this vicinity and rejected this area, right? This is why I was very adamant on saying, okay, just secure positions, because, you know, these things can happen here too. So if this 30-minute candle is breaking the low right here, then there's a very high probability we can continue down, but again, we need this candle to close at this point, right? One candle breaking lows doesn't mean price is going to go down. It's just giving you an indication. But if this candle closes above support, see, this is why the close is important. If it closes above support, then, you know, we may start ranging. And if we break the high at 140, 160, then we can continue back up to fill this wick. So you're just waiting at this point now. So let me put this over here. It's a trade we called today. GJ buys 11 pips. Gulag got the trade first thing in the morning, man. Amazing day today. First day in the morning, you secure positions. There's nothing better than that. Let's take a look at this chart. Oh, wrong chart by Michael Montano. Wrong chart. Hey Raja, who has a full-time job during a day can adapt to the market? Well, that's a very interesting question. What you need to figure out is you need to figure out what time you have during the day that you can dedicate to the markets, right? For me, what worked best was that I would start my work at around 9 a.m. You know, I'd go to my job at 9 a.m., do my stuff, whatever I want to do. And then I figured out that, okay, I can probably trade from maybe 5:30 a.m. till 8:30 a.m. You know, so if I only had that time to trade, I'm only going to focus on that specific time to trade. And that's it. So you need to figure out what time do you have in your day to basically devote yourself to the charts. And then you got to figure out what currencies are open at that time, what kind of volume there is that time, you know, and that's how you got to plan out your life. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Gold, buy zone above 1842. Yeah, I'm looking at the same thing here for gold to break above 1842, 1843. I think the unemployment claims is going to maybe push gold in that direction. So we're going to wait and see. It's like the range you have here. And this is a 54 pip range at this point. Today I had my 4th win in a row. Oh wow. I started to learn to cut losses and all trades were based on moves I saw over and over again. I still get anxious. Wow, it's pretty good. Start to get more no, it's pretty good. This is awesome. You know, like if you're having, you know, what's interesting is a lot of people have personally messaged me saying that they've been having 0 losses in the past 3 days, 4 days. It's only because you're being patient. That's it. That's it. It's only because you're being patient. You're being very extremely picky about your trades, and that's about it. There's nothing else. You're not over trading. You're not over risking, so you're seeing the results. You know, it's a beautiful thing. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, oh, hold on. Second position entry based on momentum mainly. Oh, so you entered over here. Did you secure positions? I don't have that idea here. Why not support? First trade was over here. Second trade was over here. So I'm going to assume you secured positions even though you haven't written on it. So yeah, I'll assume you secured positions. What's this? My bro is in the chat. Oh, I don't know. I don't know who's here. How do I build confidence in my trades? I bought GJ at retest before the break and exited because I was scared. Well, if you were scared, I think whenever you're scared and you take a trade, it's very normal to be scared. But the best thing to do at that point is to maybe close 50%, close 60% of the position, you know, do that. And then price is going to start moving, you know, because whenever we take an entry, we get anxious about it, we get scared, you know, so you got to remove some anxiety away from the trade. You got to remove some sort of stress. So that's why I always say, hey, like, you know what, if you're scared, if you want to close positions before they go towards target, close 50%, 60%, let some stress away and let the rest run. Because the more you do this, the more confidence you're going to build, you know, and then it's going to get better for you. But it's very important you do that first. Oh wow, we got some new music playing here. When you take sell, when the resistance formed or break the support, both, right? Both, because there's a support formed over here, and I guess we're waiting for this candle to close. So once we break the support, then it's an opportunity to take sells. But in the morning, first thing in the morning, we caught these buys over here. This was the buys we caught. And if you measure this range, this was like 11, 12 pips over here as we break the high. Yeah, it was like a 11, 12 pip move over here. And I think if we do continue closing above 140, 160, there's a very high probability we're going to continue up towards 140, 300. You know, someone asked me a question yesterday. Someone new, you know, someone I've known for a very, very long time, but they just recently got into trading, and their question was, "Hey, man, how do I get consistent wins?" You know, they said, "Hey, I caught the trade yesterday with you. I made money, but then I lost money when I took trades afterwards. How do I get consistent?" I said, "Hey, just take one trade a day. If you make money on one trade, that's it. Call it a day." And then he said, "Oh, but it's too hard, man. I want to take more trades." And you know what I did? I blocked the guy. I've known the guy for a very long time. I blocked him because I don't have time to deal with that, man. Like if you're a grown ass man and if you can't control yourself by taking one trade, you have no business wasting my time. And honestly, I don't want to even waste your time just repeating myself saying just take one trade a day. That's it. I don't have time for that bullshit, man. Like just take one trade a day, take a win, be happy, call it a day, come back the next day. You know, if you want to take another trade and take losing trades and come back to me and ask me, "Hey man, how do I take winning trades?" You got to take English lessons.
It's like the saying about common sense, you know, it's not really a gift, it's a punishment because
Yeah.
you got to deal with everyone who doesn't have it.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, when we have kids, right? When we have kids and we tell kids simple things to do and they don't do it, and we're like, "Listen, it's simple. Just don't touch it or don't go over there. It's simple. Don't go in that room." They still go in that room, but we act the same way on the charts. You know, you got someone telling, "Hey, just take one trade a day. Just that's it, right? One trade a day. Come back the next day." No, just like kids, we're gonna keep on smacking trades. You know, like, yo, relax. No, just one trade. Oh, it looks like your JPY is not gonna reject over here. It's probably gonna come into this consolidation area here. Let's see where we can head off to if we break above, 126, 630 here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. Oh, there's nothing here to the left. Okay, we got all this area over here now. So we got to break down this area onto the smaller time frames and see if there are any zones here we can tap into. All right. So we're going to zoom in. The first area we see is around 120. Yeah, it's not that far away. So the first we see is at 126,829. So we got to drop down to the 30-minute time frame. And now we got to take a look left. Now we got to see if we can see it clearly or not. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we got some area right over here at 126,820. This is around 20 pips away. Perfect. So if we break above 126,630, we have all this area to cover, all the way towards 126,820. Right there, clean range all the way up there. All right, what do you think about this small setup? Let's take a look here. Gold 30-minute chart. 50% at stop loss to entry if we break above 1844. I think it's pretty good. If you break above 1843, it's going to be a pretty good move because you literally have nothing here to the left-hand side. Look, you have nothing. You have this clean, straight monster candle coming down. And wow, look at that. The first area is around 100 pips away. So that's going to be a pretty good move. I think that's going to move with the unemployment news here. It's going to be like an hour and a half or something like that. Oh, we're getting a Ray Abood tomorrow? Okay. Ray Abood 10x.
Hey, Raja, can you please zoom out on the GJ just so I can see where you're trying to go up in terms of a long position?
Like right here?
Okay. I
Like
see.
to this point?
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Ray Abood. I may have double booked people. May have double booked people for Friday. Alright. Raja always watches trades go by. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm profitable. You know, like, I don't get anxious when I see trades go by. No, none of that. All right, let's take a look here. Hey, took a loss. Sadly, I did not catch the first move. Let's take a look here. Let's figure this out. Oh, yeah, you got angsty with that sell. That was not a good sell. You had to wait for the candle to close. That's the problem. See, simple mistake, you know, very simple mistake. Just had to wait for the candle to close. That's it. Because one candle breaking a support doesn't mean we're going to break support. If one candle breaks support, so you just have to wait a little bit. On GJ, the current 4-hour is bullish. Would that affect whether or not you would take sells, or are you strictly focused on low time frame? No, because if we break support on the, let's say, the 15-minute time frame or the 30-minute time frame, and even though if the 4-hour is bullish at this point, we have to understand that smaller time frames will turn bearish before the higher time frames turn bearish, right? Like the smaller time frames will give you clues that, hey, maybe the 4-hour time frame is going to turn bearish now. So that's what happens on these small time frames. Looks like we're still bullish at this point here. Wow, man, if this 15 minute starts breaking the previous high, we can continue on towards our target 143.80 or even 144.00.
Hey, Roger, sorry, man, but
Hey.
I'm looking at the GJ and I feel like I might have put in one extra area of a key level. It's at 142.68.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when you look at the 15 minute, like just below where you put your shadow area, there's that 140.68. If you go down with your mouse a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
No, right to the left, down, right there, down, right there where those green and red are.
Okay.
Right, that's
Because
important.
on the 15 minute, it basically pivoted right around that area, but then on the 30 minute, you don't see that.
Yeah, I think you're overthinking there a little bit.
Okay.
Because all I see is price came up, created a resistance here, because this is the most recent price action I see. I don't care what's happening right over here. I care about what's happening in front of me over here, right? We came up, we created resistance, price came down, next candle closed bullish, boom, we created support, right? We created support, this candle left a wick here at the top. When next candle broke this high over here, we look left, we're like, okay, we have a clean candle going all the way towards, 143.50. So what's a nice move to catch within this whole range, because we had clean candle here to the left hand side. Candle starts breaking the high, we start measuring, okay, if this range is around 20 pips, right? Maybe in this 20 pip range, we can easily get 10 to 12 pips, right? That's what happened. Price came up to, we targeted 143.00. Just shy of that, price started to retrace. That's it. And now we're slowly starting to make higher lows and that bullish structure to probably continue moving up. But you're right. There's an area right over here as well on the 30 minute right here, right? But we're counting on the smaller time frames to continue price pushing bullish.
Understood.
Yeah, so you can draw all the zones you want. You can draw a zone over here, you can draw a zone over here, you can draw another zone right over here, and just fill this chart up with zone. But you have to keep it really, really simple based on what price is doing presently, right? Presently, we have a bullish structure. If we break this high, there's a high probability we're going to fill this wick here first. If we break above this area, then there's a high probability we're going to continue up towards 140-400. But also remember, I'm saying there's a high probability, you know, and the lower probability is going to be when candles just start breaking the lows of the candles. Then you can say, okay, you know what, maybe we're not going to continue moving bullish.
Yeah, I definitely was adding in zones that I shouldn't have.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, like, you know, it's just like recent, because I mean, if we do start rejecting 140, you know, 200 area, then you can say, okay, like, you know what, if the 15-minute candle closes bearish and we start rejecting it, then we can say, okay, like, you know what, maybe we're rejecting this area now right over here, because these zones are all subjective, right? They're all subjective based on what price is doing currently. So currently on the small time frames, we have a bullish structure, but if that bullish structure is broken with bearish candles, and then we can say, okay, you know, then we're basically rejecting it now.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. No, that was a very, very good question there too. All right, let's see here. I have been getting those ads of that FX lifestyle guy with the big forehead, Boston FX, and other BS.
Yo, these people are ruthless, bro.
Yeah, I get those ads too.
Oh man,
Boston FX.
imagine what they say about you. You don't have ads.
No.
No, keep it like that.
All right, let's take a look at this chart over here.
Question, Roger. How unemployment claim affect the gold?
Yeah, so look for 1 hour to close above this resistance to continue up. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Above this resistance, price can start moving. But how unemployment claims is going to affect gold? If it's good news, theoretically gold should drop. If it's bad news, then theoretically gold should go up. That's how it's going to affect gold.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was a pretty easy question. Hey, I'm profitable now in Forex trading. I set my YouTube notification turn on. I deposited 1K 2 weeks ago, and now I'm in profit of $500. Oh, wow.
Oh, damn.
$500 profit in a week? Man, that's amazing.
Good.
You know how much work people have to do to make $500?
A whole week, 40 hours.
Yeah, man. It's amazing. And the only reason you're going to lose that is if you're going to overtrade. That's it. There's no other reason you're going to lose it. So you got to protect your money, man. I protect my money all the time. I don't even spend it. You ever see me driving fast cars? No, man. I keep it safe.
But soon you will. Soon we will.
Yeah. Got to keep your money safe. We looking for buys. Oh, I mean, looking at the structure here, if we get in more detail, we're basically creating a resistance over here. If we break this area, then we're going to continue moving bullish. Man, I should really stop hanging out with Kerwin. He's like, he's making me look at 5 minute more and more.
Most people buy fast cars. Roger's gonna buy a cheetah.
Yeah, or some parrots.
Some macaws.
All right, let's see here. Isn't the previous 15-minute bullish bar not good enough to buy at the open of the new candle? No, you shouldn't be buying at the open of the new candle at all, because we're at this minor resistance zone over here, and you need a candle to break above this area to justify that price is going to go up. At this point, you can't justify shit, nothing. You need something to break above this area to justify it. Okay, we're going to move up now. You know, so this 15-minute candle is about to close in 7 minutes, and we don't know whether we're going to reject this area or continue up or not. So the first trade, this was a trade. If you caught this trade in the morning, man, you're done for the day. You're not even worried about taking another trade. You know, so you're chilling.
Chilling like a villain.
Yeah. Gold has some news to come on, so we're going to see what happens. All right, can you help me see what I miss in this GJ move? Raja, how would you enter in this move? I miss it. I was in charts. I didn't see any confirmations. I don't know where to put my stop loss. So that's a very good question. I think this was an opportunity right over here to execute right over here. You know, as we start breaking the high over here. You know, then that was an opportunity for price to continue moving bullish. You had clean candles here to the left hand side. Your stop would have been below this candle right over here, around 5-6 pips over here. And the way you can learn this is if you go through the impulse entries webinar in the database. This is exactly what we talk about. How do you trust your trade? I keep losing because I don't trust my trade, but I know for sure it is going to my direction. Well, that means, yeah, you don't trust your trade. What's the best way to trust your trade? I think I'm going to go back to my first point I made in the morning. Just let it run. Don't close the whole thing. Let it run. If you're scared, if you have a one lot open on a position, and if you're getting scared and you're in profits of about 2 pips and 3 pips, close 90 cents on that. Let 10 cent run. Let 10 cent run. And understand what's the worst that's going to happen. What's the worst you're going to lose. And let that 10 cent run. And if that 10 cent runs towards take profit, now you're going to have more confidence to take the next trade the next day. Right? So you got to build confidence like that. You got to let things run, man, with like lower risk to build confidence. Trading is all about confidence. Like you let trades runs with confidence. So it does work. Hey, listen to me. Unblock your friend. That's a terrible thing to do. He was asking for help and you burnt him. Come on. No, I just can't waste time, man. I don't have time to waste. All right, I'm gonna be right back.
Kerwin.
Yeah, man.
Somebody's asking you something.
Gold 1843. To be honest, I really doubt about gold. So far, I'm expecting some more structure, but I definitely looking for buys. It's just that the way these candles are forming are basically respecting the resistance that we created earlier. And the current candle on the 15-minute, it just did a retest to the previous one. So as long this prices start retracing from there and breaking below 1840, 1841, basically 1841, we may have a nice drop to retest the 1836, 1837, I will say. But at this point, I'm very cautious about gold breaking that resistance. It may happen, but
Let's see how
the way the previous 15-minute candle closes is kind of tricky. I don't like that structure. Basically, I'm looking for sell, and probably around 9 a.m. before 9 a.m. 8:45 we may have another push toward that resistance. The way it's moving, I'm not so confident to take buys above 1843.
Wow, look at that retracement on GJ.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's coming pretty
Nice.
hard. This is where you gotta wait for this candle to close, because if it closes like this, and if the next one breaks its low over here, then it's gonna continue moving bearish.
It's like a 14, 15 pip range.
Yeah, it's a beautiful range. Gold is also trying its best to maybe break this area before the news. What would your mother say if you found out you're blocking friends left, right, and center?
Oh my god.
You're a very wise man. I'm probably gonna block you too. Guess from the gulag.
Success.
You should
Come
just have
out
like
the
the wall
gulag.
of shame on the left. Like if you ask these kind of questions, your name gets posted on the left. You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Said that. I'm gonna block him. I'm gonna block him.
But mama said, mama said.
All right, we got 50 seconds left for this candle to close. If we break the low, but the stop loss will be big. No, the stop loss will be above the candle that's going to break this low. That's where the stop loss is going to be. Looks like the 15-minute on gold also, if we break above, we can continue moving. It's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, really interesting to see what happens here. All right, we got 8 seconds. Okay, this candle has formed now. 15-minute time frame. We've rejected that area. We've closed below the support. I think if we break below this low, we have all this range to come down to 139, 923. So we're gonna wait and see now. We just need to break this low. Pretty excited to see what happens. And listen, if you guys took the first trade in the morning, do not take a second trade. Do not take a second trade. You gotta save it. This should be our paper trade. If we break the low, this should be your paper trade to put it in your knowledge box that, hey, I saw something, I anticipated it, I planned it, and it worked. Because the more you do that, this is going to happen next week and the week after that, and then you're going to be executing on these ideas when they do happen, next week and the week after that. Ooh, gold is still struggling over here. See, the 15-minute candle still rejected that area, didn't break. Your JPY as well. Very trying area over here. What's the smallest account I can build on as a new trader? $10? But it's going to take a lifetime to bring it to somewhere where you could say, okay, yeah, I'm a trader. What time frame you are on GJ? I don't know. I think we're on the 6-month time frame here, man. It says right over here, 15-minute. We got the 15-minute time frame on right now. How can you come to a chart when you don't even know what time frame someone's using?
Which pair are we trading?
Yeah, no, I mean it's just weird. I mean, people want to come and, oh yeah, currency is interesting. Oh, but what time frame is this? I mean, if you can't read a chart, how are you going to execute on it? This makes no sense. So, see now, it's good the way this candle is moving up, because the more it moves up and breaks down, oh, there we go. This is it. We've broken the low. Your stop is above this 15-minute candle. It's a very aggressive stop. And yeah, you're looking for a very clean, easy move down to 139.960 and 139.940. Man, this if I see happen, I'll be like, oh wow, man, Raja Banks, come on. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. Ooh, 30-minute hasn't broken the low here though. 30-minute has to break that low now as well. So this is the 30-minute low right over here.
It makes sense.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Gold is still struggling. Your JPY is also about to break the low to probably continue down to 126,
There it
250.
Mm-hmm.
GJ.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
GG's moving.
I feel it coming, baby.
So if someone took the sell, put your stops at break even at this point. Just put them at break even at this point.
Yeah, I was about to say something really bad.
Yeah, it's good.
But I'm gonna say it, fuck it. If you took this trade, put your balls in that table and that's it, man. Leave it there.
More like
Big cowboy.
More like put them on the chopping block, you know? Boom,
You're a
boom,
cowboy,
boom.
man. Get my heart. Nah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the good thing.
These
trading
ranges
with-
are tight as fuck. Not gonna lie.
That's
Yeah.
the good thing trading with Raja Banks and the gang. That
Yeah.
you may have a loss, you know, a random day you're gonna have a random loss, but you're gonna make it back because you're
We're
gonna
gonna
have
recuperate.
a lot. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of wins, man. Trust.
Gang.
Gold is still stuck over here. Ooh, your JPY. Look at what your JPY did over here. Probably it's rejecting.
Ooh.
Probably it's rejecting right over here. Finally, my first trade today. I am done. Oh, someone took their first trade today. Yeah, Mac, you're right. The only problem, these ranges are really tight.
Yeah.
Really tight
Super
range.
tight.
Yeah.
They don't look that tight because you got a big ass screen.
Yeah. That's true.
That's true.
I really extended the screen to make it look nicer.
True.
I'm like looking at my screen. I'm like, shit.
It's only 4
It's fucking
pips.
putting your balls on the table.
Yeah. Like if this range was like 20 pips, 25 pips, beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like
11 pips.
yeah, it's like 11 pips to like 139, 940.
Yeah. The good thing is, man, if we don't reject a 140 flat, it's gonna
Yeah.
be a nice move
Deep pull
toward
down.
easily 139.85.
Yeah.
You still have a lot of pips up
Ooh,
there.
look at gold, baby.
Gold is also starting to break above the high over here.
Gotta be careful with that break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good on the 30-minute. We're breaking the high on the 30-minute here as well. Should be pretty good.
Yeah, this little wick right here.
Yeah, that thing over
Like
there.
That. That's it.
Yeah.
It's gone. So it's going boom down.
It's still fishy. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta wait.
We got like 2.5 hours for this USD news to come out. If it comes
Yeah.
out negative, do you think the gold can push back up to like the highs of November 23rd and stuff?
That's so far away. I wouldn't say over there, but maybe like 1846, 47.
If you look on the weekly rakeel on gold, it's coming up for a retest after a break.
Yeah, no, but we're saying is that with that news, can we correct that whole move? Well, at this point in 2020, I'm going to say anything can happen. So, but yeah, but like that move is way too big for that news to correct because we also got NFP as well tomorrow.
I don't think it would do it in just one big move, how it dropped down. It would just be steps all the way up, like just trending.
Yeah. Pound yen is about to close in 7 minutes. Took the buy in the morning and sell when the green candle broke below. Got a big drawdown, but had my stop loss. So didn't close it out. I closed 80%. See what I'm saying, man? People don't listen. The guy held this whole drawdown in a sell. This entire drawdown in a sell. And then he went in profits. People don't listen, man. And that's why people will always forever stay in the gulag. There are 90% people here who will not listen, and they will spend their lifetime talking about, oh yeah, I knew these guys, they were profitable traders, and I wasn't because I didn't listen to them. I just overtraded, and and this is how I am right now. You know, so you gotta be very strict on yourself, man. You gotta listen. Gold should be continuing bullish over here. Once we break above 1843, 1843.50, should be gone. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is this is it. This is what impulse entries are. You know, you're waiting for candle to close below, and then you're taking the break of the previous candle. I think this is a setup that me and Kervin talked about yesterday. Like how you would want a candle to, like, you know, close below and then expect the next one to break the low to continue down. And it looks like gold is breaking up now to continue bullish. Should be pretty good. $18.46. Since I only do 2 to 3 trades a day, thanks to learning from you. Oh, awesome, man. Very nice. GJ is still in the game over here. You know what I've noticed in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Most of the entries I've been seeing are all impulse entries. Maybe because that's what we instinctively see now because we've studied them, but that's what I've seen mostly. Impulse entries most of the time.
I mean, with momentum, it's really easy to take impulse entries. If you're aiming for 10, 15 pips, it's easy.
Yeah, no stress.
Yeah.
With volume.
Yeah, we're evolving from waiting for candles to close to wait for. I think we're really moving into the kind of traders who look for that volume push, that quick volume momentum. One trade, 2 trades, just done, finish.
Yeah. In and out. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Begin and out, right?
And I'm gonna tell you this, based on my experience, I don't take trades at the first 30 minutes of the hour. I tend to wait for the formation on the hourly to do retest to previous zone where the price is leaving. So my view is to get the best entry I can. So at that point, I need the first 30-minute candle to develop to see what's going on in the market. So we have seen this a lot. The last 30 minutes of the 4-hour candle tends to do a nice move. There's a lot of volume at that time.
Ooh, Kervin, look at that. We're approaching targets over here.
Yeah.
139, nice. 940.
Yeah.
940, 951, 946.
Still, 139.85 should be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, very well done. Very well done. We called this trade. It's continued on just like, every day, man. Clockwork. Called the buys, called the sells.
Yeah.
Amazing work.
Stress-free trading.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Raja Banks.
And gang.
Raja Banks and Kervin.
And Mac and the
and
gang.
Mac and the gang. Yeah, no, it was amazing. Beautiful. 2 calls, both wins today. I mean, come on, let's go.
Yeah, you know how to bless up the charts. My birthday.
Oh, that's right, man. Hey, brother, happy birthday!
Hey, thank you, God.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, God, for blessing us with Mac on this day 24 years ago.
28.
28 years ago.
Yeah.
From dark web.
On the dark web. On the corner of the internet.
Oh, the gulag is clapping for you.
Who's clapping?
Remember when LeBron James played on the Heat? They called it LeBron and the Heatles. So this is like Raja Bank and the Wicks.
Happy birthday, Mac.
Thank you, Kev.
You are muted, Raja. Yes, because I muted myself. Wow, Mac, you're right. This is a really tight ass range over here, and we still got this.
He still got it. That's gonna hit that range.
Yeah. Raja, you better don't trade yourself. You give us like this more trades. Yeah, man. Not trading for this month, but still blessing you guys with some nice opportunities. Yesterday, me and Kervin drew this thing over here. We're like, hey, like, you know what? A beautiful setup is somewhere where we have a support, and then we have a candle closing bearish with a wick. And if the next one breaks that, then that's a trade where you're just going full margin and you have clean candle to the left-hand side. And visually, the same thing happened right now and executed on it. Can you please tell what's the difference of price behavior? You can spot them between pre-London and NY. Thanks. Well, that's something you have to look into, right? You have to look at pre-London every day to figure out how that moves. And then you have to look at New York session every day to see how that moves. And then over maybe like 2 months, 3 months, you're going to start to understand what's the difference between pre-London and New York. You know, but I can't do that because I don't trade pre-London. I only trade pre-New York. How do you do swing trades? I saw your swing trades on IG. So you look at higher time frames. Oh wow, look at gold.
Yeah, rejected.
Yeah, this is why I stay away from gold, man. This thing does somersaults like this.
It is gold.
Swing trades are mostly taken on higher time frames, right? I mean, if on, let's say we're looking on the 4 hour. If this 4 hour closes bullish, right here, right? If this closes bullish and someone says that, okay, this 4 hours closing bullish, so there's a high probability price can probably continue up to fill the range, then you're going to take a trade based on a 4 hour, and that's going to be your like trade on the 4 hour, right? Swing trade is a trade which is taken on higher time frames. So if you start looking on the daily candles, and if you see daily candle creating a support at this point, and if we start breaking that support, and if you take a trade on daily, then you can say, okay, you know what? I took a trade on the daily time frame, and someone can say, oh no, man, that's a swing trade. Then you're like, okay, yeah, okay, I took a swing trade. You know, so I mean, it depends on what time frames you take the trades. Daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute. You know, I take trades on the 30 minute, 15 minute. Some people call it scalping. It's pretty good. It depends on what time frames you take the trades on. Like on higher time frames, you're probably going to wait for a day or two to take a trade. On small time frames, you're probably going to take 1 trade, 2 trades every day. So, like, that's a big difference between, you know, swing trades and smaller time frame trades.
Get her done.
Just get her in and get her done.
Get her done.
To be honest, gold is gonna take some souls. Leave gold alone.
Gold is
wait later, man. Wait for something better later on.
Gold is finesse central, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh
for this trade, was the stop loss not too big? Nope, the stop loss is pretty small. We identified the stop loss. When the trade got activated, we identified the stop loss around 6-7 pips above this current candle. That's where we identified the stop loss as. You know, so it was pretty good. I really want to know why the overtrading caused loss. If your setup is okay, you should be profitable. Yeah, but you also have to understand that whenever you're making a decision around money, that's an emotionally charged decision, especially when you're new, right? Every decision you make in trading, it involves a decision around money, and those are very emotional decisions. And psychologically speaking, like, we as humans, we're not programmed to make multiple emotional decisions during a day. We can only handle 1 or 2 decisions a day. You know, once you start moving into the 3rd trade, the 4th trade, that's the realm of overtrading you're walking into, and then your chances of losing trades, it becomes higher and higher. So no matter how perfect the setup is, no matter how perfect the price is moving, you have to understand you're also now looking at the different time in the market. Because if you're only focused on pre-New York, and if you're looking at the chart at, let's say, afternoon, when there's no volume, of course you're going to lose a trade, because you're not prone to the market movements at that time. So that's why we also say it's very important to stick to just one time in the session. Either, you know, New York session, London close, London open, Asian open, just 2-3 hours, and that's it. You know, because, I mean, come on, man. We all come to trading to have independence of time. And if you're going to keep on looking at charts all day long, there's no independence of time. You're just a slave to the charts at that time. You know, we have a lot of guys who come on, who take 1-2 trades in New York, and they call it a day. That's independence of time. You know, so if you start off by making $10 in 2-3 hours, you're going to move on to $40, and then you're going to move on to $50 in 2-3 hours, and then you're going to move on to $100 in 2-3 hours. You know, once you move on to $500 to $1,000, everything starts to change. That's when the game really starts changing, but that takes time. You know, so just picture that. If you're making $5 in 2-3 hours, that's amazing. Now you've started to take steps towards bigger amounts. You know, just a matter of time when you get there.
When you start to trade with the 50-cent lots, things start to change.
Yeah. Even then they start to change. You know, because now you're making $50, you know, $75, $100.
The process is important. Every step is important.
Yeah. Let's take a look here. Wait for candle close and next wick structure direction. Yes. Looks good. Buys back above, you know, 140, 090 here, and sells below here. Let's see here now. What's this? GJ 5-minute. Entered at the break of the low. Wanted to close 80%, but price moved fast. Got stopped out at break even. Oh, imagine you close break 80% here. Price hit TP. Nice. Still very good. The analysis was good. The idea was good. It played out. You know, but this range was way too tight. It was a very, very tight range over here. If I place my stop loss just above the support on the GG trade, wouldn't I get stopped out? Of course you're going to get stopped out, because you're placing a stop at support, not above the candle. You know, so I would really advise to go through the database again to really understand where to put the stop loss. It's all explained in there, how to put stops, where to put stops. Is there anything you would have recommended me to maintain trade to max profit? Let's take a look at this chart here. No, I think it was pretty good. You know, you secured 50% at 10 pips and put stops at break even. It's pretty good. There's nothing you could have done to, I mean, you could have risked more, but, you know, that's beside the point. So, still pretty good. Many people really base their whole identity on Forex, but are even profitable. Oh, did you take any trades? I just came. Yes. We identified GPJPY buys, and then we identified GPJPY sells. So both trades played out. That's what we did early in the morning. The first one was like within 15 minutes of the stream. The second one was like when we started breaking the low over here at this point. What's this? If you check your resistance on 30 minute, if this candle broke the low, we can add some position. No, because then it's not a big range, right? I mean, the range is very, very small. It's a very, very small range. I mean, if this was a 25 to 30 pip range, then yeah, for sure. But it's a very, very, very small range over here. That's why you couldn't have done it. Gold is back in this range over here now. Probably going to wait for the news in about 40 minutes. Hey Raja, how do you let your runner run? I was trying to open two trade. One is 1 and the other is 0.5, but as soon as I open the other one lot, close position. Can I close position? Yeah, that's you can do. You can close however you want. You can open two positions. You can open one position. You can close half. That's what you can do. But with magic keys, it gets executed super fast. You don't have to right click, modify, close half. You just press one button and boom, closed half.
The rainbow keyboard.
Yeah, the rainbow colored keyboard. How many prof? Yeah.
This is a game changer, man.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna front.
I can't lie. I can't lie as well.
Like Max says, no cap.
No cap.
No cap. How many profitable months of data do you think is enough to leave demo trading? I think it's not about how many months of profitable data you need to leave demo trading. It's about your confidence. You know, how confident you are that you're able to see the same thing every day and execute on it. That's what it is. I watched all your videos. Can your next video be on how to manage drawdown while in trade and how to minimize losses? You know what? Ironically, that's the next webinar I want to have. That's the next webinar I want to have on risk management. When 2021 starts in February, that's what I had planned. I planned that last month to have it in February, but yeah, it's going to be on risk management. So we're going to go deep down in risk management. This is going to be an online class webinar. I have a whiteboard right over there, so it's going to be on the whiteboard. So then we're all going to have everyone in the Zoom here, and then we can ask questions, and it's going to be on a whiteboard. Yes. How do you overcome self-doubt on your journey? Good question. No, it's not. It's been answered a lot of times. First, you got to see where that self-doubt comes from. You know, is that lack of confidence? Like, what is it? Right? But like at the same time, you have to see that, do you also do things in your life sometimes, you know, like when you have self-doubt, maybe self-doubt comes from when you have people constantly telling you you can't do certain things, or the society maybe like showing you that, hey, like, you know what, if you do certain things, you're not going to succeed. Is that where the self-doubt comes from? You know, that's what you got to understand. And then you have to separate trading from whatever you do in life. These are two very different things. You know, to remove self-doubt in trading, I'm going to say it again, you know, very, very simple things that I did, some exercises, and it was just one thing, okay? Listen to it very carefully. If I have a position running on one lot, right, and if I have a stop loss, and if I think price is going to come back to my stop loss and stop me out, that means I'm getting scared, right? Let's say, for example, someone entered on the break of this low right over here, right? And price went down in profits, maybe 2 pips, 3 pips, and you got scared, right? Somewhere in this journey, you got scared. So what you want to do is you really want to remove some of that stress from the trade. So maybe from that one lot, you're going to remove like 50 cents and you're going to leave the stop loss right over here. And then you got to let it run. You really have to let it run. There's no other way. You know, like you can read all the books about self-development and motivation. You can look at all the memes about motivation on Instagram. That shit's not gonna help you. That's not gonna help you, man. You just have to let it run. If you're not gonna let it run, you're never gonna get better. You have to let it run. Maybe close 50% of your trade or 60% of your trade and let the rest run. That's how you're gonna build confidence. You know, there's no other way. Like, I may get all the yogis mad, but even doing yoga or meditation is not going to help you build confidence in trading. I know some really good people who are really into yoga and they're still struggling. And I'm like, hey, thought meditation is going to help you.
Yeah.
No. Like, the human greed is the most powerful thing to beat. Human greed. You can't beat human greed. You know, human greed and fear. You can't like, you know, defeat fear by meditating. You can't.
Greed is good, Gordon Gecko.
Yeah, greed is good. Hey Raja, what are your gender pronouns? I don't even know what that means.
What the heck? Ask you that.
I have no idea what that means. I'm probably not going to comment on that either. But I listen to Ben Shapiro a lot, so that'll give you an idea. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Took one trade for the day, coming straight from the gulag. Let's take a look at this chart. Candle closed below support. Entry when this candle broke the previous candle wick. Stop loss above the candle. Didn't close partials because price didn't reach 10 pips. Beautiful. Move stops to break even. Man, amazing. This is what I do here as well. You know, I don't close partials unless I don't move to 10 pips or 8-9 pips. How did you beat self-doubt during learning demo phase? I was probably on demo for about the first week of my trading. I was in demo. Because I was on demo in my first week of my trading and I was making gains. And I'm like, well, I could be making these gains on the live account. You know, so I stopped doing demo and then I went to a live account. And instead of making gains, I lost that account in a week. You know, and I'm like, oh, that was quick. But that was only like $200, you know, it wasn't like a big amount. And then I said to myself, hey, like, you know what? I need a mentor. Like, I can't do this alone. This is really hard. Because when I started my sales job, I had a mentor in my sales job. We did really, really well. We did amazing, man, at that job. And when I started this trading, I lost my first account. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I need someone to help me on this. I can't do it alone. And man, the best thing I did was to find a mentor. Amazing, amazing, amazing decision I made. Have you ever made more than 500% of your account balance? No, not in one go. Like, I've constantly withdrawn profits. Oh yeah, I did. I ran 10,000 to 50,000 in November. No, in October. Yeah, I forgot about that. Let's take a look here. This is 15-minute chart. 50% here, we broke the low over here, 50% over here, closed 70% when candle broke here. I think you should have maybe closed 50% when this candle closed bullish, right? Because you needed the candle to go bearish, so you should have closed 50% right over here when this candle closed bullish. Hey Raja, best broker for India. I use Okta and it sucks. Please answer, what kind of broker do we find?
Modi?
Yeah, Modi?
Modi FX is good.
Did you say Modi FX?
Modi
Yeah.
effects.
See, Modi is so famous, even Kerwin knows about Modi.
Yeah, man.
Who doesn't know about Modi?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I mean, there are a lot of problems with India and brokerages, so you'll have to do your research on that. Oh, there we go. Gulag is answering the questions now. Blueberry markets. Got the blueberry, yum yum, and make that fry. I see your result in Instagram last month. You got around 400% of your balance. How your balance was? Oh yeah, okay. All right, can you look at my chart? Let's take a look at this. We got 30 minutes left for the unemployment news to come on. I'm really looking to see how that's going to affect gold here. Really excited. Let's take a look at this chart here. So this is GJ 15-minute chart. Impulse entry, buy if price closes above 140.030. Oh, 140.300. Yep, I think that's going to be a pretty good idea if you break above that resistance, because essentially now we broke below the support, made a low, we're coming up to possibly retest this low. Now, this is not going to be a good idea to execute on because, it's a very, I mean, there's no range over here. There's nothing. So you might as well want to see price break below 139, 920 to continue down. But also, if we break above this area, then it's going to be a pretty good idea to continue bullish. So we're going to see what happens. When you're looking at Forex Factory, would you mind explaining what you look for to determine how news will impact the market? Oh yeah, Andrew explained it. Red high market, orange yellow. But you can never be certain, right? We can anticipate. I mean, it's a orange folder, so it should have a medium impact. Sometimes it has no impact, right? Sometimes it has a huge impact. But it also depends on what's the fluctuation of these numbers is as well. Like if these numbers are really, really high, it's going to have a huge impact. If these numbers are not that high, it might have a low impact, so you never know what the numbers are going to be. But you can still anticipate. Oh, that's a good question. You think you are lucky you found TED? Because there are so many options to choose a mentor out there. I was so happy I chose you that you cannot imagine. Oh, I can imagine your happiness. But listen, for me, the decision was really simple, right? I saw 5 people on Instagram who had fast cars, who showed a lifestyle, who showed profits. They were all young. They were all supposedly young millionaires, billionaires, who had a lot of everything. And then I saw this one other person, this older guy, who was just posting about his charts, posting information, why he took that trade, full breakdown. That's all what he was posting. And he lived close to me. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm probably going to go with this guy because he's older. He obviously has more experience. So yeah, and he's answering my questions, like I messaged all of them. People with cars and all this shit, they never really answered my question the way I wanted them to be answered. This guy, Ted, he answered my questions. He answered them openly, honestly, like legitimately answered the questions. I'm like, okay, awesome. You know what? This is the guy I'm going to go with. So I messaged him. And he was having a webinar and he's like, hey, you can sign on to the webinar. I'm like, awesome, I'll sign on to the webinar. And then I signed on to the webinar. And that was that. So, I mean, the decision was pretty easy. Either I go with someone who has a golden Lamborghini or I go with someone who's actually answering my questions and really answering. Because, like, I also messaged some other guys and what the answers I would get that, hey, if you want to know more, join my course. And I'm like, what does that mean, man? If I want to know more, join you. Just a simple question, So, yeah, those things I kind of stayed away from. Would it be okay to assume that the best setup that we seem to catch is the break and close above support resistance and entering on the break of the low? Yeah, I mean, that's how price moves, right? Price moves with volume pushes. That's how price moves. And if you can see price breaking a zone, there's going to be a probability that price is going to continue in that zone, provided that you're in a session when there's volume in the market, like your pre-New York, New York Open, NYC Open, those things like that. So, I mean, and that's the only way price moves. Like gold is in this range over here. We're waiting for news. And if gold moves with that news, then that's probably going to be the move gold's going to go. So we're going to see how that affects gold here.
Yeah.
Wow, gold has so much volume here. Look at this range. This is like 40, 50 pip range here.
Mhm.
So, you know, since the morning, we had around 2,800 people in the morning. And since we called these two trades, a buy over here and a sell over here, we're down to 2,500 people. You know, 400 people left. They're like, all right, man, we called it a day. We made money in the morning. We're done. We're done for the day. And that's what trading is. Have you ever tried any other style of trading, like trading based off supply demand levels? Honestly, they're all the same. Supply demand, support resistance, zones, rejection zones, areas, they're all the same. They're just, I think supply demand was basically from like stocks and commodities, equities. Support resistance is more of like a technical word, I would say. All right, let's take a look here. This was my analysis of GJ. Hope you can take a look. All right, Mr. Gulag, Eddie McPhee. Let's take a look at your chart over here. This is entry once the candle broke the low, 10.7 pips for the TP. Beautiful. Amazing. This was an amazing move here in the small range. Hey bro, do you know about 1 minute about to start? What? Do you know about 1 minute about start NY session? It's secret that NY moving toward that 1 minute. Oh, that's Roham.
That's no way. I
Bro,
knew it.
Roham, with every day your English is deteriorating.
Roham.
With every day, his words are just breaking apart, man. I don't know what's going on.
Super easy, okay? So
Oh, trading is not super easy, man. All right, bias to me is still bullish if we respect 139.930. Oh, down here, 139.130. Keeping the scenario in my mind. Let's take a look at this. So we have 30-minute chart here. 30-minute closes bullish, makes sense for price to continue moving up to retest the high. All right, so let's do this. Let's remove all the analysis from here. And let's go towards the 4 hour. 4 hour still bullish, but we're kind of like rejecting 140, 100 here. Looking on the 1 hour, we've basically created a high at 140, 180. And maybe we're coming down to retest this support. Looking at the 30-minute now. Oh yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, if this 30-minute close is bullish, it makes perfect sense for price to continue up. And I think if this 30-minute can close bullish, then we've created a support on the 30-minute. And if we break the support on the 30-minute, then we can continue moving down, and maybe we can correct this move after London Open we had. You know, so yeah, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. That made me refresh my chart. So now you see how refreshing your chart, you're... Holy fuck, man. So you know how like refreshing your chart, your entire perspective has changed. Your entire viewpoint has changed now. So that's why it's really important to like, you know, yeah, that's perfect. Just refresh your charts and you're going to have a whole new perspective on it. I don't understand why people put the stop loss on the same candle high. Can you explain it to me? Yeah, having a stop loss above the same candle high makes it more, I mean, it makes it risky, but at the same time, you're trusting the fact that if the candle is breaking the low, so let's take a look right here, right? On the 15-minute time frame. Once we started breaking this low over here, you're trusting that, okay, candles are going to now continue making a lower low without breaking its own high. Because if the candle is making a high in the first half of the candle, and in the second half, if it's breaking the low, then you're trusting that, okay, now I can have a smaller stop loss and really anticipate price to, once it's broken the low, really anticipate it to continue moving down. Yeah, son. That's what basically you're focusing on. We got 15 minutes here till we get towards the unemployment news here. And really waiting to see how this 30-minute candle is going to close on GG as well. Because we're going to have our support. We're going to keep the support at 139, 930, right? And the reason why I say this is subjective, oh wow, gold is wilding. The reason why I say this is subjective is because if this 30-minute candle closes bullish, then we can move it up towards the 30-minute. But since it's still open, we're going to go based off of the 1 hour here and just keep it here and see what happens here now. Have you guys heard of the guy who scammed half of Somalia for 80 million, claiming to be a Forex money grower? Wow, that's crazy. Man, people will believe all kinds of stuff. Hey man, I'm growing money here.
Growing money.
Give your money or plant it in the ground. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. What we have here is a 30-minute gold chart. Where did you get the idea to buy gold from? I was following old resistance and said I wouldn't buy unless it was 143.980. It wasn't the idea. It was when it was breaking above. But since its 15-minute candle closed back at this resistance with a small body, that whole idea went out the window. So then there was no confirmation for price to continue back up. But that was based on the fact that once we started breaking above the high on this 30-minute candle on gold here on the 30-minute, but since the 15-minute candle closed back in the range, then the whole idea was nullified basically.
You know what's interesting, and I want to bring this to a comment. I have seen this setup before on gold, and basically the way gold was moving is there's maybe two months ago, Ted was talking about gold, and I was looking for buys at that point at the same around 7:15 in the morning, and Ted told me, man, I don't like gold buys so far. It's just teasing you to take buys. And when we finished the streaming, after the streaming finished, I started reviewing the video, just looking why was this setup not good enough for Ted to take buys. And I was looking at exactly the same kind of formation here. So when you're in Forex, you get to a point that you have seen the same setup so many times that sometimes you feel confident to take that trade, and sometimes you really not so confident. So at this point, that's why I was so not so confident on taking buys on gold, because I knew the way the previous resistance was formed with the 15-minute candles formation was like rejecting that 1843. And even though we had this nice push around 7:45, something like that, but the candle start forming below that resistance. So at that point was not valid for me anymore to look for buys. But this setup, I exactly remember the day that Ted told me, no man, it's just teasing you to take buys. Don't do it.
Yeah, New York, at London Open, it just rejected it.
Yeah.
So most likely it's gonna do it.
Yeah, 7:15 to 7:30. It's really hard to look for nice pushes on gold to break previous resistance, and that's the thing. Not every day, but if you had this kind of rejection from here, so once you have this kind of rejection, is not valid to look for gold buys around 715, 730. You will need more volume than 715 to 730, because usually what gold tends to do is teasing that resistance, you know, and with the hourly candle tends to reverse and retest the previous hourly candles. So that's why I was telling you, if gold doesn't break that, there's a huge chance to come down and retest 1840, 1838, 1837, because this is something that's gonna happen on gold. So that's why I was not confident to take gold buys. 715, 730. If you back test gold, you have always, when you're on a bullish run, and this is something that is like a deja vu, because I have talked a lot of times about this. When you have a bullish run coming from Asian session and London session on gold, you're gonna have, it's basically mandatory to take to have some pullbacks on gold. Before, when you're open, maybe 8:30, you may have a nice push on gold again, because you're leaving a wick on the 4-hour candle to retest. So basically from 8:30 to 8:45, you tend to have these pullbacks, and with the last 15 minutes of the hourly of the 4-hour candle, you're gonna get a nice push to the upside. And then if the 4-hour candle close bullish, most likely the 9 a.m. candle is gonna make the massive push, maybe 20-30 pips at that point. It's something that you have to pay attention. If you backtest gold, I mean, if you look at the at gold moves, it's gonna be the same over and over again. So yeah, it makes sense for gold to continue up after this pullback. You just need some sort of support to get confirmations.
Yeah, once you really start seeing the same things, it just becomes natural. Like you just automatically execute on it. And like that's where the confidence and having no emotions and losses come from, because like if you're going to execute on that same thing you've seen like 10 times, 15 times, and if you take a loss on it, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, most times it works. If it didn't work the one time, that's still okay. We're coming down to the support on the 1 hour over here now. Kind of struggling here. All right, no John Cena today. No, YouTube sent me an email yesterday.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, they're like, John Cena filed a copyright claim. I'm like, man, John Cena,
WWE.
WWE filed a copyright claim. Yeah, so they had to remove that clip. I'm like, oh man, come on. All right, this 4 hours bullish on gold. Daily is also bullish on gold. Let's see what this news is going to bring in about 11 minutes. Oh, 8 minutes. In 8 minutes.
8 minutes, mate.
Can you invite Andrew Lockwood as a guest on Friday?
Andrew Lockwood.
Andrew Lockwood, mate.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here.
Who the heck is Andrew Lockwood?
It's a Forex trader. Oh, what's this? Uh-oh.
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 Getting a quarterback.
Andrew Lockwood. Yeah, I don't know what that is, Andrew Lockwood. I think it's someone else. Probably not on Instagram. If we if we were to get a close at support, and a break below the candle into the next range as per the previous sell, would it be a valid setup to take a sell? Yeah, I mean, probably not, because we're basically trying to range over here. I mean, we'll see once the candle comes down to 139.940, because the 4-hour is bullish, so we're not really sure if the next 4 hours is going to continue bullish or not. But just by looking at this structure over here, it's bullish structure, right? We're moving up, we're making lower highs, we're making higher highs over here. So even though we came up to this resistance area 141, 180, 200, if we create some sort of a consolidation on the small time frames here, there's a very high probability that if we do break up, we're going to continue up to retest this high, and then we can continue on bullish, right? But a creation of a support in this area is very, very important, because if we break that support, then we can say, okay, like, you know what, now price can continue down towards 139.700. But if we respect that support, then we're going to continue up to retest this high. But the only problem is now you got to wait. Did you already have Alex Dudari as a guest? No, was waiting for a response. He said he's going to confirm, but if he can't confirm, we're having, what was the name over here? Ray tomorrow. I'm going to show you guys Ray over here. Ray Aboud, this guy. He's a real estate investor. So,
Oh, for real? You're gonna have this guy?
Yeah, I'm gonna have him.
Wow,
yeah.
amazing, man.
Yeah, tomorrow 7
That's
a.m.
dope.
I see you, brother. I see
Yeah.
you. You're getting the plug.
Yeah, we're getting
It's plugged up.
Yeah, we're getting the plugs on now slowly, man. We're getting the plugs on now. Cause I mean, people make money, and I think it's really important to understand what's the right way to park your money or invest your money, or how to get started in different fields. I think it's really important. I mean, I'm very interested in it, and I'm really looking forward to this session tomorrow.
Yo, Roger, can you go back to that Instagram? It looks like T-Pain's on his thing.
No. No, that's a student.
Oh, T-Pain's cousin.
T-Paper.
T-Pain's cousin. Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, what? He meant to T-Pain?
Oh, man.
That's Kenny Payne.
So once I was able to get with Ray, he showed and opened my eyes to a lot of things, not only physically that.
Yeah, man. So like, I look for
Dollarama T-Pain.
Yeah, so like,
It's a T-Pain.
so look at this, right? So look at this. This is a really good example, right? So he makes videos on what he's doing, how he's doing things. He gives out this free content, every day. So I think his mentorship for me is going to be really, really important. Now, if I look at Grant Cardone is also really good, but he does not show the process. He just shows motivational pictures, videos, what he's doing, what he has. So there's a difference now, right? There's a difference. You have one person who's showing how he's doing things, how you should do things. Then there's another one who's showing what he has, what he's done. So that's how I kind of like choose, mentors and stuff. Because when your team gets too big, it's really hard to really give focus to certain people. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be a pretty good session tomorrow. Really, really looking forward to it.
NFP.
Yeah, we got NFP too. Man, I'm just glad that the stream is getting big enough to have now people on. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Will you get Swaggy C TV on live anytime? I don't know.
Wow.
All right.
It's reversing all the way up.
Yeah. Man, I think if with the news we can break above 1842, we're gone.
Yeah.
But the news has to be bad. Yeah. Let's see here.
Is it unemployment claims?
Yeah. All right.
Shouldn't be bad or good. Should be like medium.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Entry when 15-minute candle closed bullish. Stop loss below the zone. Remained, oh, close 50%. Okay. That's good. I wouldn't have taken that buy though. I mean, I wouldn't have taken that buy because you have a lot of problems, man. Like, I mean, yeah, there was like no range. There was absolutely no range. That was a I think that was a very bad trade. Shouldn't have taken that trade. It was a very, very bad trade. This was a good trade because you had this clean open range over here. This was a bad trade because as price started to move up, you had this rejection. Got to keep in mind. Got to keep in mind this area here. Got to keep in mind this area here. Super bad. Is there a correlation between GBP USD and GEJE? What the hell is GEJE? GEJE. I think they meant General Electric. Oh, GJ. GJ.
Electric. Refrigerator.
All right, we got 40 seconds here. This 30-minute candle is also about to close. If it closes bullish, we have a support established over here. This guy, Anton Creel, who used to be traded at Goldman Sachs, he seems really knowledgeable in trading. Oh, he doesn't like the Forex family. He knows about Forex family. He knows about us. He doesn't like us. He made some comments about us, man. He called us wankers.
Wankers?
Yeah. What? Yeah. This is like a last year.
Wankers.
Yeah,
We're gonna make a diss track against that guy now.
He doesn't like us.
Inflated donuts.
Whoa.
Yeah. All right, we got 2 seconds here now. Oh, it's still in its range over here. 15-minute has closed bullish. Ooh, we broke the low. Oh, yeah, this is wild now.
Grabbing bare liquidity.
Wow. Oh.
What's the new result over here? Let's take a look. Oh, good news. Okay. Good news. See, lower number. Lower number means less people filed for unemployment claims. So that's good, which means the economy is still running good. So good news makes gold go down.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. GJ. GJ is still ranging here. Now it's forming a range on the 15-minute time frame. There's no trade on GJ. Gold is pretty wild, man. I'm going to stay away from gold. If you've taken 2 trades in the morning and you're looking for a third trade, or you're in a third trade, you're 100% playing yourself. All right. Oh wow, look at that. See, with good news, we're dropping here. Coming down to support at 1834. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is GJ 5-minute chart. Doji candle after no top. Oh, executed over here. Close 75% 10 pips. Nice. Very nice. You made it run. It looks like you took your time to label it as well. It's very good. Your JPY is still ranging over here. Just ugly, nasty range. Alright, let's take a look here. Check this out. This is a high-end resistance formed here. You have a minor support formed. entry short when this candle break the low, enough range for 18 pips. What time was this? Was this in London session? Oh yeah, this was in the London session. So you based this trade on the volume in the London session. Where was this? Somewhere over here. Oh yeah, pre-London, before London open. Yeah, it made sense for price to drop down.
Man, GJ's in a terrible range.
Yep. All right. Hey, Raja. So is it okay to take one trade in London session and one trade in New York session? Yeah, it's fine. You can do that. It's pretty good. All right. Looking at this 30-minute. 1 hour candle is about to close in 25 minutes. Same with the 30-minute. 15-minute candle is about to break out of this range. You need some candles to break really good. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop talking about where price is going to go because it may put people in a start over trading. Looks like Mac is planning out his birthday today. He's on the phone with the party planner.
Yeah, I know it. Looks like.
Yeah. He's planning.
From Fidel Castro. From the other side.
Oh wait, he's back. He's back. We said you were planning your birthday there on the phone.
Oh no, I was a stripper. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, we need to just remove you sometimes, you know? Come on.
Mac Daddy.
Big Max.
Mega Doodle.
All right, boys, I'm done for the day.
All right, Ravi.
Bye.
Thank you, thank you. Take
Happy
care.
birthday.
Peace. Hey, Raja, please tell my friend Qasim to stop overtrading. Please stop overtrading, Qasim. Come on.
Qasim, stop over trading.
Yeah. Here you go. You got Mac the special there.
Happy birthday, Mac.
Thank you.
Have you ever used a volume indicator before? Nope. No volume indicator ever. The thing is with volume, I mean, you can really see volume on candles. You know, if you have big candles, that means there's a lot of volume in the market. You know, you have small candles. Small candles mean low volume. And volume indicator is only going to tell you what volume is there after the fact. Oh, it looks like gold is trying to make a little bit of a return over here. GBP JPY has also broken the 30-minute high over here to continue bullish now. Damn. These are amazing ping pong moves happening today. Up, down, back up. Wow, look at that. How much is this range over here now? 10, 11 pips, small range. Hey Raja, do you know black whales? They do live streams in YouTube in Spanish. I think they trade your style. Oh no, I don't know black whales. I'm gonna look into it. If this 30-minute candle in GJ had closed bullish but stronger, you would consider a good buy? Yes, I would consider a good buy to say goodbye. We're going up. How do you feel about practice accounts? Depends what your motive is with practice accounts. I mean, what are you trying to do with the practice accounts? Are you trying to practice? You can practice by paper trading. You know, because the more you I mean, here's the thing, right? Open up a live account and just paper trade. Paper trade means just trade in your mind, you know, and then a time will come where you're going to say, okay, you know what? I've been paper trading this one setup for a long time. Maybe now I'm just going to press the button and execute on it. And if that's a win, You're gonna be like, okay, perfect, man, this worked. And then you're gonna come back the next day, and then you're gonna do it again, and do it again, and do it again. But I think the biggest challenge people face is that once they start getting wins, the biggest challenge you're going to face is, what are you going to do when you take that first loss? What are you going to do at that point? Are you going to try to say that, hey, let me make that loss back? Are you going to call it a day? Are you going to say that, oh, like, maybe it was a part of the probability? Are you going to look back and say, okay, how could I have taken a winning trade? Or, that's the main difference you can see in your psychology as well when you take that first loss. I have guys who would take 4 winning trades in a row over a week, and then on Monday they take their first loss and something clicks in their mind and they go just full retard on the charts. And then I don't know, man, and then they say, hey man, I just lost all my profits in one day because I overtraded after that first loss. No, losses are part of the game. You take one trade, you take one win, you call it a day. You take one trade, you take one loss, you still call it a day. How's this? Thank you, Raja. I always try to make my losses back, and I've blown $300. Oh, wow, you're lucky. You're lucky you only blew $300, man. I know people who've blown way more than that. And they're still overtrading. See, this is the thing. When you have a lot of money, you don't see a problem with overtrading. Because in your mind, you're like, oh, it's $1,000. No, whatever. We'll make it back. Deposit another $1,000. You lose that. You're like, well, whatever. And the thing with having no money and overtrading is the same thing. You deposit money, you want to make a lot of money, and you don't make it. And then you work, save, deposit more, you overtrade, you lose it. And the cycle repeats itself. Wow, look at this. These impulse entry concepts, right? Impulse entry concepts. So simple. We saw it first thing in the morning, right over here, when we broke right up above here, and then we saw it again once we broke below here, right? And then on the 30-minute and on the 15-minute, we saw it again. 15-minute broke the high over here. 30-minute also broke the high at 140.060. Same concept 3 times to play it out. And now you're anticipating it to continue on towards 140, 180. Does Magic Key automatically set a stop loss for you when you place a trade? Yes. But you have to identify where you want that stop loss as well. Plus also Magic Key also sends us reports of your trading accounts too.
Imagine.
Yeah. Whenever you overtrade, we get a report of your entire trading account.
They would disable it.
No, but then we can use that data to make things much easier for you.
Man, how people are with privacy nowadays. You'll be like, yeah, man.
No, we're joking.
The new regulations that they're trying to bring in.
Yeah.
No, we're joking. That's not true. That doesn't happen.
So the new regulations they're trying to bring in, Rakeel.
Yeah.
You can't open a trade without a stop loss.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So that will help. 100 pip stop loss standard.
Standard. That's a Sean Lee thing.
I also heard that in Australia they're basically lowering the leverage too.
And with IC markets as well. So,
yeah, I heard that from March. Oh yeah, March, right here. Right here. It says right over here. In March 2021, they are cutting leverage. I don't know what's it got to do with the virus thing over here. Yeah, they're cutting leverage to 50 to 1. Yeah. Oh yeah, right here. Look, Forex broker. All these leverages are being cut to 30 to 1, 30 to 1, 30 to 1, 30 to 1, 30 to 1. Wow, 20 to 1 for gold, 10 to 1 for commodities, 2 to 1 for crypto. Holy, good luck trading crypto.
Sheesh.
5 to 1 for assets of CFDs. Yeah.
Lower than a regular 50 to 1.
You know why this is happening? Because of all the scammers out there. That's why it's happening. Because of all the scammers out there, people with fake brokerages, people who run like funds on fake brokerages. That's why it's happening. Because they don't want people to lose money, and the only way the governments can make sure that dumb people they don't lose money is by capping the leverage. So they're capping the leverage. That's why it's happening. This industry is getting way too saturated, so the regulations are coming in now. And it's a sad things, man. It's a sad thing. Like, it's my industry and it's getting ruined.
A lot of people will be out the game unless they've got the capital.
Yeah. What's this? GJ 15-minute possible TP. That's a good trade.
Ne oldu güzelim?
Yeah, it's a pretty good trade. Should continue on. In the beginning, you posted your IG account with Vic Phils. Was that demo trading or were you trading with an institution? No, never traded with the institution. That was live, and at that time, I had no idea about risk management. So in small balances, we were just going crazy on small balances. So I had no idea about risk management at that point. But I learned my lesson, man. Learned it pretty quick. So now risk management is key here. In India, leverage is going to be removed 4 times now, but next year 2 times, and 18 months no leverage. Oh, wow. India's really choking you guys.
Up to Canada, man.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
Modi effects.
To write off losses, do I need a company? Best option, or do I need it on income tax? You need to have it. You need to be trading under a company to write off losses. So it's like you need to have a running company so the company is generating profits. So if you're going to pay taxes on those profits, you can include your losses as expenses so that then you can pay less tax on your profits. That's basically how it goes. But you also need to talk to your accountant too. But yeah, man, it's a pretty sad thing. Look at this. UK is already 30 to 1. Japan is 25 to 1. Hong Kong is 100 to 1. South Africa is 1,000 to 1. Wow, move to South Africa probably. Crazy, crazy, crazy things are happening in the world today.
You like make it through 2020?
Yeah.
I think you got a lot going on for you.
Scientists have seen something heading toward towards Earth as well, and they don't know what it is.
No, don't tell me that.
Man, to be honest, since I was in 5th grade, every 6-7 years, someone almost hits Earth. Something almost hits Earth, and we get saved miraculously somehow.
The end of the world been coming. They keep saying, 2010, 2000, then 2010, then 2011.
Oh, 2000 was a big hoax.
Oh, when all the computers was going to crash.
Yeah, Y2K, I was like, what?
Because the computers didn't know how to deal with the time in the year.
Yeah. Because it said that the entire systems are going to crash because the computers can't go to the year 2000.
We're showing that age recall.
Yeah.
I remember that, man.
Yeah, right? Come on. The OGs remember that.
Mac was 8 at the time.
Oh, wow. Putting that in perspective, man, makes me feel old now. Mac was 8 years old at that time. Two trades and 2 wins and done for the day. 1 trade taken on my own and 1 was the GJ buy on the stream. I think something clicked in my head today about overtrading and seeing that chart. Thanks. Oh, nice, man. Amazing. Beautiful. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Secured 90% at 10 pips. The rest is running. Low of previous candle. Idea was based on a bullish trend. Beautiful. Yeah, great idea, man. It's amazing. GU is currently making a high, and something I'm wondering is what are the best signs to spot a correction in a move? Is it just based on rejection of higher time frame or what? Okay, it's a very interesting question here. Let's take a look at GU. So GU is making a high. So how to spot a correction? Okay, let's take a look on the daily here. Take a look on the weekly. Okay, let's take a look on the daily here again. We have a wick over here. Take a look on the 4 hour. We have a high at this area right over here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. And what we can see here to the left hand side on the 1 hour is that we're approaching. So let's say this is some sort. Okay, so let's say we have a high right over here, and pound USD can move all the way up there. And before that, we had a support down over here. So now the question is, how can we spot a correction? So let's take a look at this idea now. So basically, I think we broke above this resistance here. Now we came up here. So now looking at the 30-minute time frame, we have this situation here. We're still moving up. Looking at the 15-minute time frame. So now what we can see is that there was some sort of a support created here. I think a correction is going to be well identified. If we break the support, then you can say, okay, you know what, price may retrace down. That's where you can spot like a correction that, okay, price may continue down here after breaking the support. Because as it's moving up, it's moving up. You know, and the only way it's going to move down is if it's going to break a support. Hey, Raja, how can we join the Zoom? Can I pay for mentorship? It's closed. There is none right now. Have you ever used tick chart? And do you think it has any advantage compared to usual time-based chart? Tick charts, I haven't used tick charts at all. I've only used time-based charts. And I don't even know what the tick charts are. Are they like on 1 second? Is that what it is? Like you see ticks move? Okay, well, probably no one can answer that. So yeah, no one knows what those are.
Ticks and fleas?
I've got Spotify on shuffle. Look what songs just come on. I've just burst out.
The Gulag. No.
Bro.
What are you?
We're talking about tick charts and man comes on. Hey, look what I'm playing on Spotify.
That's perfect if they're talking about tick charts. Who's looking at tick charts?
Ticks and fleas.
Just looks like a load of decimal points.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Time-based charts they work really, really well. Looks like gold's going to continue moving down here with that bad
You need
news.
to change it to the line chart, Rakeel, zigzags.
Brexit is yearly now or never for UK-EU trade deal. Wow, interesting. Wow, man, it's almost 9 a.m. This time went by fast. Holy. Crazy. I thought it's like 8:30 or 8:20. It's almost 9 a.m. now. Hey, Raja, if I'm very unattracted to drawdowns and have less... Okay, let's get this one thing straight. Everyone is unattracted to drawdowns. Should I think about swing trading on the 4 hour instead? I think what you need to do is whenever you take a position on, let's say, a possible trade, or whenever you look at a chart, always look to see what are going to be the points or what's going to be the level on the chart where you're going to start removing risk off of the trade, right? Because sometimes, you know, when we're in swing trades and we can see that certain levels on the 1 hour are breaking or the 30-minute are breaking, we can sense that, okay, price may continue down in a drawdown. So I think those are going to be the points where you can maybe say that, okay, I'm going to remove, like, you know, some sort of a risk off the table or, you know, things of that nature. Because now what you want to do in the drawdown is to really, really like make sure that if you do take a loss, your loss is really minimized. So what I do is, if let's say if I take a buy, right? If I take a buy based on the higher time frame at this point, and if my stop loss is, let's say for example, my stop loss is down over here. If price breaks this support at this point, I'm probably going to be closing 50%, because if price is breaking support, that means that there's a slight probability that we may continue down to this support. So I may not want my entire position to go down to this support. I may want maybe 50% or 40% to go down to this support. So whether you're swing trading or taking trades on small time frames, you're always also factoring in like how are you going to mainly minimize your losses too, like your risk when you go in a drawdown. Random question, sorry if it's do you have another preferred setup besides impulse entries? Oh yeah, when candles did close bullish, right? Because so far we haven't really had an opportunity to see that, okay, like candle closed bullish, now there's a probability to it to go up or down. Haven't really basically seen that in the past week since I've been trading here. So like something like this right over here, we had resistance formed, candle closed bullish, it's under resistance, next candle closed bullish with a wick. Perfect confirmation. You take the trade on the next candle, keeping the stop below the previous candle, and continue moving bullish. Plus, you got these wicks to fill over here now, so that's a very good example of candle closing bullish. Do you find yourself entering more impulsively? Yeah, I mean, if the candles they close in a way I want them to close, I'll execute. But again, I haven't really seen that thing set up in the way to execute. Is there a way to close this chat and still see a stream? Yes. I think at the bottom where you see the share and thumbs up button. Oh, if you see the thumbs up button, click it. Click the thumbs up button. But next to those buttons, you can see a chat button. So I think you can hide in.
Yeah, it says top chat. Then you click on it.
There's another button that says subscribe.
Subscribe.
Click there
and then share. You could share it.
Yeah, press
your
that
auntie. Your auntie and them.
This strategy just can't stick. All right, we got the 4-hour candle starting now. Wow, look at that 4-hour candle, man. In 4 minutes, if we start rejecting that resistance, yeah, we're just rejecting that resistance over there on the 4-hour. It's closing below resistance. And if the 1-hour closes bullish here, then we're creating a support. And if you break the low on the 1-hour, then we're going to continue down towards 139, 730, 750. So Mac, what's so what are you up to today on your birthday?
I knew that question was coming. Nothing, man. Just gonna go to the gym, stay home like a good kid.
Pop up some bottles.
Nah, everything's closed.
Yeah, everything's closed there in New York, man.
Yeah, they're making houses outside of buildings.
What did you do last year on your birthday?
Last year, I think I went to the strip club.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful, man. Man, like
Mac has 2 addiction. Women and cocaine.
No. But yeah, for real.
So, real talk, you're turning 32?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. The way you say it? Nah. You're
Nah,
only 28,
man.
right?
28.
Yeah.
28 today. 28.
Yeah.
that's amazing, man. I remember 28 was the year when I started Forex. You know, yeah, I was 28 years old. I started Forex.
Oh
That's-
wow.
That's crazy, right? It feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, actually, it does. It does feel like a lifetime ago. Oh, we're slowly getting the gulag in here now.
Oh shit! No.
Yeah, slowly it's increasing here now.
Yeah.
We got 270 people over here. Someone is saying, "What should I do?"
Tanto.
Oh shit!
Oh, you post the link in the YouTube.
Yeah, we're getting the gulag here slowly now.
Hey, happy birthday,
Wild.
man. Happy birthday.
Happy
Mac.
birthday.
My people, the proudest day of my life.
My people,
You see.
bro. I remember this one
My
day
people.
we roasted Mac on the stream, and Mac quit. He left.
Yeah.
He's like, "Screw you guys, I'm leaving."
It's been,
Yeah, I
it's been like
remember that.
twice.
All right, slowly we're
They're
getting a
gonna write over
gulag.
the screen.
There you go.
They
The
started already.
floodgates. The
They
floodgates.
started writing over the screen.
All right, everyone's being liberated from the gulag here.
Happy birthday, Mac Attack.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up, Roger?
Hey, what's going on?
Some of these voices we never heard before, but we see the name always.
Yeah, man, we got the hearts coming in.
wrong charts, man.
Oh, happy
Oh, man.
birthday.
To you.
To me.
Happy birthday, Mac Attack.
That's why
Oh,
we
man,
don't let
this
the
is gonna
gulag
be-
in
It's gonna be legendary.
All right, we're getting people in now. Oh, what happened?
Everyone got muted.
Oh, everyone got muted. All right, we got Fernando over here. We got Troy. We got Mike. We got Gotland Trading. Holy, we got a lot of guys over here. We got Momo. Amani is over here too, with the white cloth in the background. I don't know what's that for.
We got a lot of people here from the deep
We
web.
got a lot of people here.
Rack it up.
Hey,
Rack it up, fam.
this is only for Mac's birthday over here today. That's it.
Macedonian.
Happy birthday to Ooh, holy, the gulag is going nuts here now.
Finally made out of the gulag.
Birthday to
Gulag is in the
you.
house.
Happy birthday. Hey, let's go.
Me and my pussy. Birthday to Mac.
Happy birthday, macaroni.
28 years old. Goddamn.
My pussy, Mac.
Okay, all right.
Tone it down.
All right. So we're going to leave.
My pussy.
No. Can you mute everyone again?
There we go. All right. Perfect. This is why the gulag stays in the gulag. Gulag doesn't come on. All right, everybody. So we're going to head off. Take care. Don't overtrade. Don't over risk. And once again, happy birthday, Mac. And never letting the gulag coming on now again. You guys are going to get me demonetized. All right.